Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, accused child sex trafficker and pedophile Ghislaine Maxwell is planning to submit a new bail application to try and get out of jail before Christmas. The new bail request will include an offer of $28.5 million in forfeited assets if she fails to show for her trial. Of that 28.5 million, over 22 million will be coming, get this, from Maxwell and her husband. So yes, Ghislaine is finally admitting to the fact that she's married, and we believe it is Scott Borgerson. The remaining 6.5 million would be coming from Maxwell's friends and family, and her attorneys say they're willing to try again to secure her freedom because, quote, they've assembled substantial information that was not available to present at the initial hearing. And of course, everyone is up in arms because poor Ghislaine, oh, she's lost weight, oh, she's lost hair, oh, she's being treated unfairly. No, if anything, she's being given better treatment and more time to meet with her attorneys than other inmates. Woe is me. This woman allegedly got away with abusing and trafficking children for decades. And she's lived the good life that whole time, jetting around the world, living it up. Boo effing who. So here's what they plan on doing. It appears that her legal team is trying to address prosecutors' concerns about Maxwell being a flight risk. That was something that was the major issue in her initial bail hearing. Of course, it's due to her wealth, which they said was opaque. They had a hard time really figuring out what she did and didn't own, and how much money she did and didn't have. And she also has citizenships in multiple countries. So she is a huge flight risk. To that end, her attorneys plan to use her marriage and other relationships in the US to prove that she wouldn't flee. So I'll get to that in just a minute and tell you why I think it's BS. But in addition, they plan to include a waiver of her rights to contest extradition from France and England, where she hold citizenship, and we have no extradition agreement with France in particular, so she could go over there and just never come back. I mean, it's kind of like Jean-Luc Brunel, who's been in hiding and refuses to come out and take his medicine. So they'll be submitting a financial report also, which purportedly includes details about her finances from 2015 to 2020. And it allegedly contains information about all of her assets, including those held in trust and even those held by other family members. Now, here's one thing that really stood out in something that one of her attorneys wrote regarding what they plan to submit. Attorney Christian Everdell said that they'll be including letters from family and friends that will contain details requiring secrecy, essentially, because they would, quote, invite identification and harassment of the sureties and other third parties, including minor children. So not sure if they're referring to minor children of her friends and family in general. My thought was, are they referring to the children of Scott Borgerson? I mean, we know that he has 2 children from a previous marriage, a marriage which allegedly ended in divorce due to his infidelity with Maxwell. Everdell went on to say that the people signing these letters are, quote, legitimately afraid, and basically that they fear being subjected to, quote, the same relentless media scrutiny and threats that Ms. Maxwell has experienced for more than a year. Oh, wow, boo-hoo. So, sorry, I'm not buying this. If ever there was a flight risk or even a murder victim risk, it would be Ghislaine Maxwell. Imagine how many people in this world want her dead. I would be just as concerned about that, just as concerned about whoever it was that I believe got to Epstein would also get to Ghislaine. And she has friends and associates all over the globe. It would be so easy for her to just fade out of sight. There's nothing tying her to the United States. Borgerson proves nothing. If in fact that's who her husband turns out to be, I should say. But more than likely, that's who it is because she lived with him up until about a year prior to her arrest. And this guy supposedly left his wife and children for her. And then he knowingly exposed his children to an accused pedophile. Plus, he recently stepped down from his position as CEO of Cargometric. So that's not something that's going to prevent him from taking off with her. I mean, this guy just all around sounds like a complete piece of shit. According to the Daily Mail, his divorce records are filled with accusations of having an alcohol problem, being physically abusive with his ex-wife. I mean, in some court documents, he supposedly once told his then wife, quote, "Don't make me beat you in front of the children." It's no wonder that they hit it off and found each other and are so deeply in love that he's willing to lose millions of dollars for her. I mean, we look at 22 million and I mean, first of all, we would never be able to come up with that amount of money, but we would never, if we had it, we would never want to lose it. These people, it's like a drop in the bucket to them. It would be like you or I going, I'll put up $10. And if she doesn't show up for her hearings and for her trial, you can keep my $10. That's how much it means to them. It's a joke. It's a joke to people with this kind of wealth. She grew up in I believe it was a 57-room mansion. And when her father died in 1991, he left her a trust fund. So she was literally a trust fund baby. And back then, she was receiving $100,000 a year in trust fund income. I mean, even in today's money, any one of us would be thrilled to receive $100,000 a year for doing nothing, especially. I mean, most people don't get paid that kind of money working a full-time job. Some people work multiple jobs and they don't make that much. Imagine doing nothing and just you're receiving over $8,000 a month for sitting on your ass, for going to parties. This woman has been pampered and spoiled her entire life. It's jail. It's not supposed to be a country club, sweetheart. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. We would know fairly quickly. They plan on dealing with all of this, or they're hoping to deal with all of this before the holidays. So as always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll talk with you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.